All right, so today we're going to be taking a deep dive into the world of mini PCs,
Okay.
specifically as a replacement for gaming consoles.
Right.
And we've got a really cool article here from XDA.
Yeah.
It's titled 5 Reasons a Mini PC is the Best Gaming Console Replacement You Can Get.
Mm-hmm.
And it sparked some really interesting discussion in the comment sections.
Yeah. It seems to be like a hot button issue for a lot of people.
For sure. I think people have strong feelings about their consoles.
Oh, yeah.
But the first thing that kind of jumped out at me from this article was the size.
Right.
Like, they're not kidding when they call them mini PCs.
Yeah, they're really small.
The article even mentions that some of them are smaller than a PS5,
Wow.
which is pretty wild to me.
Yeah, I mean, you can imagine the portability factor there is incredible. Like
Yeah.
taking your whole gaming setup to a friend's house.
Yeah, in a backpack.
Yeah, or on vacation or something.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that's a game changer.
But I guess my question is, does that smaller size mean you're sacrificing power?
Well, that's a common misconception, actually.
Okay.
A lot of these mini PCs are packing pretty powerful hardware,
Okay.
similar to what you'd find in like a high-end laptop.
Right.
So we're talking like Intel Core i7 processors,
Wow.
GeForce RTX 30 series graphics cards. Like,
No, not like,
no, they're not slouching.
okay, so you can get some serious performance in these tiny little machines.
Yeah, you can definitely get console-level performance, if not better.
Okay, that's impressive. All right, so let's get into the cost aspect, because the article makes a pretty strong case for the financial benefits of going with a mini PC, especially when it comes to online multiplayer.
Yeah, because, with consoles, you have that hidden cost of those online subscription services.
Right, like PlayStation Plus or
Exactly.
Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah, so you're looking at like 60 to $100 a year just to play online.
Yeah.
With a mini PC, you're not locked into those recurring fees for most games.
So over the lifespan of a console generation, which is like, what, 5-7 years these days?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
You could potentially be saving hundreds of dollars by going with a mini PC.
Absolutely.
And that's money you could be putting towards upgrading components or just buying more games.
Right, exactly. And, one commenter, Doug BZ435748, argued that this was all common sense.
Right.
But I think it's worth highlighting, especially for someone who might be new to the PC gaming world.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a good point to make, because sometimes you need that direct comparison to really see the long-term benefits.
Right.
But okay, let's talk about some of the concerns that came up in the comments, because one commenter, KY230203, specifically mentioned driver issues and optimization problems on PCs.
Mm-hmm.
So is that a valid concern, or is that kind of overblown?
Well, it's true that PCs can sometimes have driver hiccups, especially with newer games.
Okay.
But PC gaming has come a long way in terms of optimization. Like,
Right.
game developers are much quicker now to release patches that address any performance issues.
Right?
And let's not forget about the huge modding community on PC.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Often modders will create optimization tweaks that actually outperform even the official console versions.
So it's like having this army of like tech-savvy gamers
Yeah,
constantly working to improve your experience.
exactly. Yeah, it's a huge advantage.
I love that. All right.
Yeah.
But let's talk about versatility for a second, because consoles are kind of limited in what they can do beyond gaming.
Right.
And this article even points out that the PS5 doesn't have a web browser.
Yeah, it's pretty limited.
So,
With a mini PC, you've got like a full-fledged computer at your fingertips.
right.
You can browse the webs, you can work on documents,
Right.
you can edit videos, code stream movies,
Yeah.
and of course play games all on the same device.
So it's like the ultimate all-in-one machine.
Right.
But this kind of brings up a point that Valentine AM436326 made in the comments about the user experience.
Mm-hmm.
They mentioned spending hours trying to get a game to work, and that highlights a potential downside of PCs. Like, troubleshooting can sometimes be a headache.
Yeah, that's true. PC gaming can sometimes require a bit more technical know-how than console gaming. Right.
But on the flip side, there's a wealth of resources available online to help you troubleshoot any issues you might run into.
Yeah, I've definitely seen those forums and subreddits where PC gamers are like helping each other out.
Exactly. It's a very supportive community.
Okay, cool. All right, so we've talked about size, cost, and versatility.
Right.
But one thing that really intrigues me is the whole idea of upgradability, because the article really emphasizes how console gamers are kind of stuck with the hardware they buy.
Yeah,
Whereas with a mini PC, you have a lot more flexibility.
that's right. Think about it. Console manufacturers, they release these mid-cycle upgrades like the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X
Right.
to try and keep up with the latest technology.
Yeah.
But with a mini PC, you can often upgrade components yourself,
Right.
extending the lifespan of your machine and saving money in the long run.
That sounds appealing, but I wonder if the average gamer really needs that level of upgradability.
Mhm.
I mean, consoles are already pretty powerful these days. That's a fair point, but let's say a new graphically demanding game comes out a few years down the line.
Okay.
With a mini PC, you could potentially upgrade the RAM or even add an external GPU to keep up with the latest titles.
Right.
That's not something you can do with a console.
Yeah, that's true. And that brings up another concern that Jason PB260621 had about reliability,
Right.
specifically with Intel NUCs and Thunderbolt ports.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty serious.
Well, it's important to acknowledge that any piece of technology can have issues,
Sure.
but I think it's crucial to remember that this commenter is sharing their personal experience,
Right.
which may not be representative of all mini PCs or even all NUCs.
Okay, so it's anecdotal, not necessarily a widespread problem.
Right.
But what about the Thunderbolt issue specifically?
Well, Thunderbolt is a very powerful technology, but it can be finicky at times.
Okay.
However, manufacturers are constantly improving it,
Right.
and newer generations of Thunderbolt are generally more stable. And you also have to consider that there's a wide range of mini PCs available.
Right.
Not all of them use Thunderbolt, and some even allow for more traditional upgrades, like swapping out the RAM or the storage drive.
So there are options for people who might be hesitant about Thunderbolt.
Exactly.
All right, that makes sense. Okay, let's shift gears a bit and talk about peripheral support. Because the article mentions that console controllers are often incompatible across platforms.
Yeah.
And keyboard and mouse support is limited in a lot of console games.
Mm-hmm.
So how do mini PCs handle this?
Well, mini PCs offer a much more seamless experience when it comes to peripherals.
Okay.
You can use pretty much any controller you want,
Right.
from Xbox to PlayStation to Nintendo Switch controllers.
So I could use my trusty Xbox controller even though I'm gaming on a PC.
Absolutely.
Nice.
And keyboard and mouse compatibility is far more extensive on PC.
Right.
Most games are designed with keyboard and mouse controls in mind, which gives you a level of precision and responsiveness that you often don't get with a controller.
So for genres like first-person shooters or strategy games, keyboard and mouse would be the way to go.
Definitely.
And let's not forget about VR gaming.
Right.
The article highlights how high-end mini PCs, like the Asus ROG and UC, are compatible with a wide range of VR headsets.
Yeah.
That's a big deal, especially considering the PS5 is limited to PlayStation VR 2 and the Xbox doesn't even have VR support at all.
Exact.
But wouldn't you need a pretty powerful mini PC to handle VR gaming?
You are absolutely right. For a smooth VR experience, you'd want a mini PC with a powerful processor
Mm-hmm.
and a dedicated graphics card like that GeForce RTX 3060 we talked about earlier.
Right.
But the beauty is you can find mini PCs that are specifically designed for VR gaming.
Oh, okay, cool.
So you know you're getting the performance you need.
So you're not just limited to entry-level gaming on these mini PCs.
No.
You can really push the boundaries with VR and other demanding applications.
Exactly.
That's pretty amazing. But, you know, as we've been discussing these advantages, I keep thinking back to Valentine AM436326's comment about user experience.
Mm-hmm.
It's true that PCs can sometimes be a bit more fiddly than consoles.
Right.
So before we wrap up, I'd love to explore how mini PCs can be optimized for a more user-friendly gaming experience.
Okay.
Like, what are some of the tools and tricks that can make PC gaming feel as seamless as a console?
Well, one of the biggest game changers has been the emergence of platforms like Steam and GOG Galaxy.
Oh, yeah.
They basically become like one-stop shops for PC gamers.
So instead of having to, like, hunt down games from different websites and deal with all these different launchers,
Right, exactly.
you just manage everything in one place.
Exactly. These platforms streamline the whole process.
Okay.
From purchasing and downloading games
Right.
to installing updates, managing your library.
Yeah.
They even offer features like cloud saves and achievements,
Okay.
which, you know, are staples of the console experience.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. So it's like bringing that console-level convenience to the PC world.
Exactly.
But what about the actual gameplay? Like, consoles are known for being super plug-and-play.
Yeah.
You just pop in a disc or download a game and you're good to go.
Right.
Is it that straightforward with a mini PC?
For the most part, yes. Most modern PC games are designed to be very user-friendly.
Okay.
They have auto-detect settings that'll optimize the graphics for your hardware,
Okay.
and they often come with pre-configured controller layouts.
That's a relief. I was worried I'd have to spend hours tweaking settings just to get a game running properly.
Yeah, no, you don't have to worry about that too much anymore. I mean, you still have the option to fine-tune things
Right.
if you want to, like, squeeze out every last frame of performance.
Sure.
But it's not a requirement anymore.
Okay.
And honestly, that level of control is part of what makes PC gaming so great.
Right. You have the option to like really tinker if you want to, but you don't have to
Exactly.
if you're not into that.
And on top of that, there's a growing trend of developers releasing games that are specifically designed to be played with a controller.
Oh, interesting.
They recognize that a lot of people are coming to PC gaming from consoles.
Right.
And they want to make that transition as seamless as possible.
That's a good point. You're not necessarily forced to use a keyboard and mouse
Right.
if you're not comfortable with that.
Exactly.
All right, well, let's go back to those reader comments for a second because Valentine AM436326 suggested a follow-up article about apps that can improve the user experience on PCs.
Yeah.
So what kind of apps are we talking about here?
Oh, there are some fantastic tools out there that can really enhance your PC gaming experience.
Okay.
For example, there are programs that can optimize your system performance
Okay.
by closing unnecessary background processes, freeing up RAM,
Uh-huh.
even overclocking your hardware.
So they're like personal trainers for your mini PC,
Exactly. Yeah.
getting it in peak condition for gaming. That's cool.
And then there are apps that can help you manage your game library,
Okay.
create custom controller profiles,
Mm.
even stream your gameplay to other devices.
Wow.
Some of these apps even have features that let you adjust the lighting on your peripherals
Oh, wow.
to match the game you're playing.
So you can really customize the whole experience.
Oh, yeah.
I'm starting to see why PC gamers are so passionate about this platform.
Yeah.
But, as much as we're highlighting the advantages of mini PCs, it's important to acknowledge that consoles still have their place in the gaming world.
Oh, absolutely. Your
Yeah.
consoles offer a certain level of simplicity and affordability that's hard to beat.
Right.
They're great for casual gamers who just want to plug in and play
Mm-hmm.
without having to worry about technical details.
Yeah.
And let's not forget about those exclusive titles that
Yeah.
you can only find on consoles.
Yeah, those exclusives can be a major draw for some people.
Yeah, for sure.
But for those who are looking for more power versatility and control over their gaming experience,
Mhm.
mini PCs offer a really compelling alternative.
Absolutely.
I'm curious from your perspective, what are some of the misconceptions that people might have about mini PCs as gaming machines?
Well, I think one of the biggest misconceptions is that they're underpowered compared to full-sized gaming PCs.
Yeah.
While it's true that they might not have the same raw horsepower as like a top-of-the-line desktop rig,
Right.
mini PCs have come a long way in terms of performance.
Yeah, as we talked about earlier, they often use like laptop-grade hardware,
Exactly.
which is no slouch these days.
Right. And the article even mentions the possibility of connecting external GPUs
Yeah.
for an extra boost in performance.
You can really amp things up if you need to.
Exactly. Modern mini PCs can handle demanding AAA games at respectable frame rates,
Okay.
especially at 1080p resolution.
So you're not just limited to casual gaming.
No, not at all.
You can have a serious PC gaming experience on a mini PC.
Yeah. And another misconception is that they're difficult to set up and maintain.
Okay.
But honestly, setting up a mini PC is no more complicated than setting up a console.
It's pretty much plug and play, right?
Yeah, you connect it to your monitor or TV, install your operating system, and you're good to go.
And in terms of maintenance, they're generally pretty reliable, right?
Yeah. They don't have as many moving parts as a desktop PC, so there's less that can go wrong.
Right.
Plus, because they're so compact, they're easy to transport if you ever need to take it to a repair shop or something.
Yeah, that peace of mind is definitely valuable.
Mm.
All right, so we've addressed some misconceptions. We've explored a lot of the advantages of mini PCs.
Mm.
But I'd love to get your take on the future of mini PCs in the gaming landscape.
Okay.
The article touches on VR, but where else do you see this technology heading?
Well, one area that I'm particularly excited about is cloud gaming.
Oh yeah, cloud gaming is getting a lot of buzz these days.
Yeah, services like GeForce Now and Xbox Cloud Gaming are making it possible to stream high-end games
Right.
to virtually any device with a decent internet connection.
So even if a mini PC doesn't have the raw power to run a game locally,
Yeah,
it could potentially stream it from the cloud.
exactly. And that opens up a ton of possibilities.
Right.
Imagine being able to play the latest AAA games
Yeah.
on a tiny, silent, energy-efficient mini PC, all thanks to the power of the cloud.
That's pretty mind-blowing. It's like the ultimate convergence of convenience and power.
Yeah, I think we're just scratching the surface of what's possible with mini PCs in the gaming world.
Yeah.
As technology continues to evolve, I expect to see even more innovation in this space.
Hearing you talk about the future of mini PCs,
Mm-hmm.
it makes me think about the evolution of gaming consoles themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Like we've seen them become more powerful and versatile over the years
Right.
with features like media streaming and online services.
Yeah, that's a great observation.
And it makes you wonder, will mini PCs eventually replace traditional gaming consoles altogether?
That's a fascinating question.
Or will consoles adapt and evolve to compete with this rising tide of mini PCs and cloud gaming?
Yeah, the lines are definitely blurring between these different platforms.
For sure.
And ultimately, it's the gamers who benefit from this competition and innovation.
I think that's a perfect point to transition into our final thoughts for this deep dive.
Okay.
We've covered a lot of ground exploring the pros and cons, the technical details, and the potential future of mini PCs as gaming machines.
We've addressed a lot of great points from that XDA article
Right.
and even dove into some of the insightful comments from readers.
Exactly. So before we sign off, what's the one key takeaway you want our listener to walk away with today?
I think the biggest takeaway is that mini PCs are a serious contender in the gaming world.
Okay.
They offer a compelling blend of power, versatility, and value that's hard to ignore.
It's like they've taken the best aspects of consoles and PCs
Yeah,
and combined them into this compact yet powerful package.
exactly. And as technology continues to advance, I think we'll see mini PCs become even more appealing to gamers of all types,
Like,
from casual players to hardcore enthusiasts.
especially with the rise of cloud gaming,
Right.
which could potentially level the playing field in terms of performance,
Yeah.
even for mini PCs with more modest specs.
Absolutely, cloud gaming could be a game changer for mini PCs,
Yeah,
allowing them to punch well above their weight class.
I like that.
It's exciting to think about what the future holds for this platform.
So to wrap things up, let's leave our listener with a final thought-provoking question.
Okay.
As mini PCs and cloud gaming continue to evolve, how will this reshape the gaming landscape as a whole? Will we see a convergence of these platforms, or will they diverge into, specialized niches?
That's a question worth pondering.
Yeah,
The future of gaming is constantly in flux,
right.
but one thing's for sure, it's going to be an exciting ride.
And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive into the world of mini PCs.
Sounds good.
We hope you've enjoyed exploring this topic with us. Until next time, happy gaming.
I think the biggest takeaway is that mini PCs are a serious contender in the gaming world.
Okay.
They offer a compelling blend of power, versatility, and value.
Yeah.
That's hard to ignore.
It's like they've taken the best aspects of consoles and PCs and
Yeah.
combined them into this compact
Yeah.
yet powerful package.
Exactly. And as technology continues to advance,
Ah.
I think we'll see mini PCs become even more appealing. Yeah.
To gamers of all types,
Right.
from casual players to hardcore enthusiasts.
Especially with the rise of cloud gaming, which
Mhm.
could potentially level the playing field in terms of performance,
Yeah, absolutely.
even for mini PCs with more modest specs.
Cloud gaming could be a game changer for mini PCs,
Yeah,
allowing them to punch well above their weight class.
I like that.
It's exciting to think about what the future holds for this platform.
So to wrap things up, let's leave our listener with a final thought-provoking question.
Okay.
As mini PCs and cloud gaming continue to evolve,
Yeah.
how will this reshape the gaming landscape as a whole? Will we see a convergence of these platforms,
Right?
or will they diverge into specialized niches?
That's a question worth pondering.
Yeah.
The future of gaming is constantly in flux,
Right?
but one thing's for sure.
What's that?
It's going to be an exciting ride.
Well, on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive into the world of mini PCs.
Awesome.
We hope you enjoyed exploring this topic with us. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Until next time, happy gaming.